Welcome back to the deep dive. If you own a Fitbit Charge 5, well, I guarantee you're probably seeing it mainly as, a step counter.
Right. Track your walk, check the time.
Exactly. You charged it up, you track your daily walk, maybe check the weather. But we are here today to tell you that you might be fundamentally missing out on one of the most powerful miniaturized health management systems available.
Yeah, it's packed with specialized sensors that, honestly, most owners just don't tap into.
Which is a shame.
It really is. And that's the core of our deep dive today.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission really is to pull together these advanced strategies, these hidden features, to turn the Charge 5 from just an activity tracker into something more like a complete diagnostic and management tool.
Mm-hmm.
The technical guides we looked at, they make it clear. Tools like the EDA Scan, the ECG app, they're powerful, but often just sit there, dormant.
Because users don't know how to use them. Or maybe don't know they should.
I think it's a bit of both. People don't realize the full potential, and they certainly often don't know the crucial steps needed to make sure the data they do get is actually accurate.
Okay, right. Let's unpack this then. We're going to dive into three main areas today.
Sounds good.
First, the specialized health tracking stuff that really sets the Charge 5 apart.
Wow.
Second, maximizing that data accuracy, getting the setup and calibration right.
Super important.
And finally, we'll hit some advanced tips for battery life, everyone's concern, and ecosystem integration, having it talk to other apps.
Great. Where should we start?
Let's jump straight into those specialized tools, the high-tech stuff.
Okay. Let's start with the foundation, heart rate tracking. The Charge 5 uses PurePulse 2.0 tech. It provides continuous, round-the-clock monitoring.
Yeah, and that's key, right? It's not just checking when you hit start workout.
Exactly. This continuous tracking establishes your true resting heart rate baseline, which is valuable info.
And that baseline, that's crucial because, isn't that often the first sign if your body's fighting something off? Or maybe dealing with chronic stress, often before you even feel it consciously.
Precisely. And then when you are exercising, the device uses that continuous data to categorize your intensity. You get those three useful heart rate zones: fat burn, cardio, and peak.
Which helps you train smarter, not just harder.
Definitely. Monitoring those zones helps you work out far more efficiently, making sure you're hitting the right intensity for whatever your goal is. Weight loss, endurance.
Okay, but accuracy is key here, especially during intense exercise when your heart's pounding, your arms moving. How do we make sure those readings are reliable?
Right, so the physical adjustment matters. Proper wearing is vital. For the best results during activity, wear the device one finger's width above your wrist bone.
Okay, higher up than most people probably wear it day to day.
Probably. And it needs to be snug, but, still comfortable, not cutting off circulation. And simple maintenance. Clean those optical sensors on the back regularly. Just a soft, dry cloth. Get rid of oils, sweat, debris. That stuff can interfere with the light signals.
Good tip. Okay, let's talk about maybe the killer feature here, the ECG app. I honestly bet a huge percentage of Charge 5 owners don't even realize they have this. And it's FDA approved.
It is. Yeah, this is a critical advanced feature. It's designed to identify atrial fibrillation, or AFib.
Which is serious stuff.
Very serious. It's a common but often asymptomatic irregular heart rhythm. And if it's untreated, it dramatically increases the risk of stroke. So the fact that an FDA-approved diagnostic tool is sitting right there on your wrist, that's what really separates this device from your basic trackers.
That's incredibly powerful. So the reading takes, 30 seconds? How does the listener actually do it correctly?
Okay, so you launch the ECG app on the device itself. You need to be still, relaxed. Then place your thumb and index finger directly on those stainless steel panels on the sides of the watch.
Ah, okay. Making contact with the metal parts.
Exactly. Hold still for the 30 seconds. And if you have any family history of heart disease, consistency is really key here. Consider taking readings maybe at the same time each day. That gives you the most useful comparative data over time.
Makes sense. Okay, moving beyond the heart. The Charge 5 also gives us this window into our body's reaction to stress. The EDA Scan app. What exactly is that measuring?
EDA stands for electrodermal activity. Basically, it measures tiny, really minute electrical changes in your skin's sweat levels.
Okay.
And those changes are pretty reliable indicators of your sympathetic nervous system's stress response, your fight or flight system kicking in.
How do you run a scan?
It's simple. You hold your palm over the screen for about 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Then you take those raw EDA results and combine them with the stress management score you see in the app. That gives you a more complete picture of your mental well-being.
Now, I suspect most of us, myself included sometimes, only think to run an EDA scan when we're already feeling overwhelmed. Is that kind of the wrong approach?
Well, it's not wrong, but it's incomplete. You're only seeing the peaks.
Right. No baseline.
Exactly. So the advanced tip here is, don't just use it reactively. Take routine scans, maybe morning, afternoon, evening, when you're feeling relatively calm.
Establish your personal normal.
Precisely. That establishes your comparative baseline. So when those stress levels do spike, you have a clear picture of what normal looks like for your body. It shifts the data from just reactive tracking to more proactive management.
Okay, that brings us beautifully to our next big area, getting precise data. Because, you can have the best sensors in the world, but if the initial setup is garbage...
Then the results are garbage, yeah. You mentioned earlier, correct calibration can make calorie burn estimates, 15, 20% more accurate, and sleep stage accuracy up to 30% more accurate.
Yeah.
Huge differences.
So we absolutely have to nail the setup. Where do we start?
Okay, the very first step is surprisingly simple, but often overlooked.
Yeah.
Fully charge the device before you do the initial setup.
Really?
It helps calibrate the internal battery sensors properly from the get-go. And the data suggests this can potentially boost long-term battery performance by as much as 15%.
Wow, okay. Good to know.
After that, it's all about accurate personal data. Your calculated metrics, calories burned, BMR, all that rely heavily on accurate height, weight, age, and gender input in your profile.
Right. I suppose that's the device kind of holding us accountable. You can't fudge the numbers on your weight and expect accurate calorie burn estimates.
Exactly right. And if you are undergoing significant changes, like actively losing weight or gaining muscle, make sure you update those weight and body metrics in the app, maybe monthly.
Okay. And you mentioned stride length.
Yes. The true mark of an optimized tracker, especially for walking and running, is accurate stride length. The default is just an estimate based on height and gender.
So how does the listener measure that accurately?
It's a bit manual, but effective. Go somewhere you know the exact distance, like a track, or measure it out. Walk that known distance, counting your steps carefully. Then just divide the total distance by your total step count.
Mm-hmm.
That gives you your personal stride length. Would put that into the app settings. It's crucial for accurately turning your step count into distance traveled.
Got it. Okay, now let's talk active zone minutes, or AZM. This feels like Fitbit trying to move us beyond that kind of arbitrary 10,000 step goal.
It absolutely is. AZM is a far more sophisticated measure of fitness intensity. It reflects the quality of your activity, not just the quantity.
How does it work?
You earn 1 minute for activity in the fat burn zone, right? But you earn double that 2 minutes for every minute you spend in the cardio or peak heart rate zones.
So it incentivizes intensity.
Precisely. We strongly encourage shifting focus. Forget just hitting 10,000 steps passively. Aim for achieving the WHO recommended 150 active zone minutes per week through focused, intentional workouts that actually get your heart rate up.
Makes a lot more sense from a health perspective.
Yeah.
Now, for accurate daily wear, we talked about wearing it higher for exercise. Any tips for just normal daily wear accuracy?
Yeah, we found a specific tip for sort of filtering out unnecessary noise in your daily movement data.
Okay.
Consider wearing the device on your non-dominant hand for everyday tracking.
Oh, that makes total sense. You're always gesturing, writing, stirring coffee, whatever, with your dominant hand.
Right. All those little unconscious movements can add steps or noise that contaminates the data. Wearing it on the less active wrist filters a lot of that out, leading to cleaner step counts and activity tracking.
Smart.
Also, just a reminder, to get that complete health overview, you really do need to remember the manual logging. Water intake, food intake. The app's barcode scanner helps make the food logging much faster, though.
Good point. Okay, quickly circling back to sensors. SEP-BO2, tracking blood oxygen during sleep. What's the key takeaway there?
So this measures changes in your blood oxygen levels while you sleep. It can potentially alert you to breathing issues, like maybe sleep apnea signs.
It's considered normal.
The norm is generally 95 to 100%. Small fluctuations, say less than 4%, are usually considered normal during sleep. If you consistently see larger drops than that, well, that's data worth discussing with your doctor.
Yeah. Okay. But there's a trade-off, right?
Yeah, definitely. This advanced SpO2 tracking does use more battery power, so you have to decide if that continuous monitoring is worth the slightly shorter battery life for you.
Right, which leads us perfectly into our next section. We just talked about running features like SEP-BO2, which are great, valuable, but they cost battery life.
The eternal struggle of wearables.
Exactly. That stated 7-day life often feels more like 3 to 5 days once you actually start using these advanced features. So let's pivot to section 3. How do we maximize that lifespan? How do we keep the device running smarter, longer?
Okay, let's tackle the biggest power hog first.
Yeah.
GPS. The Charge 5, having built-in GPS, is fantastic, means you can leave your phone at home for outdoor runs or rides.
Which is liberating.
Totally. But that built-in GPS is a massive power drain. A really crucial optimization tip here. When you start an outdoor workout using GPS, wait for the signal to confirm connected on the device before you actually start moving.
Don't start running while it's still searching.
Right. That ensures the tracking starts immediately and the device isn't wasting energy searching for that satellite lock while you're already halfway down the block.
Okay, good tip. But if GPS is such a huge drain, what's the ultimate battery-saving trick for longer activities? Yeah. Like a half marathon or a long hike where you need GPS but also need the battery to last?
Right. For those situations, you absolutely need to use the dynamic GPS setting.
How does that work?
It's smart. It prioritizes using your phone's GPS signal when your phone is nearby, because that uses much less power from the watch itself.
Okay.
It only switches over to the Charge 5's built-in GPS if you move out of range of your phone or the phone signal drops. This dynamic switching can genuinely extend your battery life by up to like 40% during those longer tracked activities. It's a huge saver.
That's a massive difference. Okay, beyond GPS, what's the next biggest drain?
Probably the screen.
Oh yeah, definitely the screen. Turning on the always-on display looks cool, but it's brutal on the battery. It can cut your battery life by up to 50%. Half.
Wow. Okay, so turning that off is the first major step.
Absolutely. And then just lowering the screen brightness. You probably don't need it maxed out all the time. Setting it to maybe 3 out of 5 or even less if you can manage saves another 10 to 15%.
And notifications.
Yeah.
We all get too many. Does managing those actually help the battery?
It really does. It's not just about reducing distractions. It's about power saving. Every time that screen lights up and the device vibrates for, an email, a social media ping, whatever, that consumes power.
Makes sense. How much power are we talking about saving?
Being selective here, turning off notifications for everything except maybe essential calls, texts, calendar alerts, perhaps water reminders if you use those. That alone can save you another 15 to 20% of your battery life, just by cutting down those constant screen wakes and vibrations. Okay, those are some solid, actionable tips. Finally, in this section, let's touch on ecosystem integration. Because the Charge 5 data gets way more powerful when it talks to other apps, right?
Absolutely. The data is good on its own, but it's better in context. Linking your Fitbit account to Strava, for instance, that adds a huge social accountability factor.
You see your friends' runs, they see yours.
Exactly. And studies actually show that connected users complete somewhere between 20 to 30% more outdoor workouts, likely because of that social motivation and competition.
Interesting. What about for nutrition?
MyFitnessPal is the big one there. Integrating them syncs the calories you burn from Fitbit directly into MyFitnessPal. It gives you a dynamic, real-time adjustment to your daily calorie target based on your activity level that day.
So it's not just a static goal.
Right. And the data suggests users stick to their nutrition plans about 30% better when they have this kind of connected, dynamic system working for them.
And for weight tracking, there's the Fitbit Area Scale integration.
Yeah, if you have an area scale, connecting it means your weight, body fat percentage, and BMI get logged automatically into your Fitbit profile. No manual entry needed.
Which lets you see trends over time.
Exactly. It allows for this really detailed analysis of how your activity, your sleep quality, and your weight changes are all interrelated over time. You get a much more comprehensive picture of your body composition trends, not just a single weight number now and then.
Okay, really powerful when you connect the dots. Before we wrap up, let's quickly hit some common troubleshooting headaches. Things that stop people from tracking consistently. What if the device just freezes, becomes unresponsive?
Yeah, that can happen occasionally. The fix is usually a soft reset. Don't panic, it won't wipe your data.
How do you do it?
You need to plug the device into its charging cable first. Then press and hold both side buttons, or the single button area, depending on the model interpretation, essentially squeezing the sides for about 8 to 10 seconds.
Oh.
Keep holding until you see the Fitbit logo appear on the screen. That indicates it's rebooting. It just refreshes the device's operating system.
Good to know. And what about the sometimes frustrating reality of skin irritation or discomfort under the band?
Yeah, that affects a fair few people, maybe around 10% of wearers. It's usually caused by moisture and sweat trapped under the band, irritating the skin.
So what's the prevention?
It's pretty simple, actually.
Yeah.
Take the device off for maybe an hour or two each day. Let your skin breathe, especially after you exercise and get sweaty.
Okay.
And wash the band itself regularly, maybe once a week, with just mild soap and water.
Mm.
Rinse it well and let it dry completely before putting it back on.
Does the band material matter?
It can. The standard silicone bands are the most common culprits for reactions. If you find you're consistently getting irritation, trying a different material like a woven nylon or even a leather band might solve the problem for you. They tend to breathe a bit better.
And sensor cleaning. We mention it for heart rate, but it's important generally.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Those optical sensors on the back need a clear view of your skin. Oils from your skin, sweat residue, even sunscreen or lotion buildup can block them or scatter the light, leading to inaccurate readings for heart rate, SpO2, everything.
So just wipe them down?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wipe the sensors gently with a soft, dry, lint-free cloth, maybe once a week, or more often if you notice buildup. Just keep them clean.
Okay, fantastic advice. Let's bring it all home then. We have, I think, really unlocked the true potential of the Charge 5 today. The major takeaways for you, the listener, are kind of threefold. First, use that 30-second ECG scan consistently. It's FDA approved. It's right there. It's potentially life-saving health monitoring. Don't ignore it.
Right.
Second, stop chasing that arbitrary 10,000 steps number. Start aiming for the expert-recommended 150 active zone minutes per week.
Yeah.
Focus on intensity.
Much better metric.
And third, implement those simple battery hacks. Turn off the always-on display, manage your notifications. Those small tweaks can add maybe 1, even 2 extra days of battery life, which makes a big difference to usability.
Definitely. And, the ability of the Charge 5 to collect all this continuous specialized data is truly remarkable. But the real value, the unlock, only happens when you actually apply the insights you get from it.
Right. Data is just data unless you act on it.
Exactly. We talked about the stress management score earlier, how it ranges from 1 to 100. A study drop, say 10 points or more, often signals something's up, maybe overtraining, maybe illness coming on, or just insufficient mental recovery.
So what's the final thought here? What should this data prompt us to do?
Well, I think the provocative thought is to move beyond just passively tracking that score or any of these metrics really, and start actively applying the knowledge.
How so?
Start tracking that stress management score daily, consciously. But then alongside it, maybe keep a super short journal entry, just a sentence or two.
Yeah.
Felt great today, productive meeting, or feeling drained, poor sleep last night, argument with boss.
Connecting the number to the context.
Exactly. Doing that consistently helps you proactively identify your specific stress triggers. Or maybe lifestyle choices that are boosting your resilience or dragging it down. It lets you build effective, personalized, data-driven recovery strategies. The real power isn't just in knowing your score. It's in understanding and then changing the behaviors that create the score, moving from data tracking to genuine data application.
That's an excellent, actionable thought to end on. Use the data to understand yourself better and make changes. Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive, really unlocking the Charge 5.
Always a pleasure. Great discussion.